corruption has been more than prevalent in Cameroon. In fact, corruption has become pervasive and has affected all sectors of the government and civil society, including the executive, judiciary, police, and even the private sector. The main causes being a deep lack of political will to fight corruption and neo-patrimonialism. Other causes include personal interests and absence of duty conscience, weak judiciary, and almost non-existent opposition in the legislative, nepotism and favoritism, ineffective system of accountability, among others. Corruption in Cameroon has been called Cameroon's worst-kept secret by Thomson Reuters. And Cameroon has had persistent problems with corruption. According to BBC News, the Corruption Perceptions Index by Transparency International ranked Cameroon 153 out of 180 countries and found that the police are seen by Cameroonians as the most corrupt institution in the government. The government of Cameroon has taken some steps addressing the problem of corruption in the country. In order to increase transparency in its oil sector, Cameroon joined the Extractive Industries Transparency Initiative in late 2013. Cameroon also witnessed the prosecution of corruption committed by a former Prime Minister, Ephraim Menoni, who was sentenced to 20 years in prison in 2013 for embezzlement. Several high corruption risk sectors, such as customs and public procurement, pose obstacles for doing business in Cameroon. Transparency International's CPI edit. Cameroon's Corruption Perception Index has been consistently poor throughout the history of Transparency International. According to Transparency International, corruption in Cameroon was at its worst in the late 1990s when Cameroon topped the ranking of most corrupted countries in the world in 1998 and 1999. 2 decades later, even though Cameroon does not top the said ranking any longer, it is still among the top 30 most corrupted countries in the world. The reasons for this, according to Transparency International, are a weak judiciary, strong executive, and widespread poverty. Furthermore, transparency of the civil society and freedom of the press are still weak, and efforts engaged to combat these have been extensively criticized by national and international actors. Tribalism. Very close to neo-patrimonialism is the patronage system in Cameroon, in which local elections, for example, are done based on particularistic divisions, like ethnicity, religion, in addition to how well the candidate is related to and has access to resources from the central government. In other words, they vote for the candidate who will best provide for them, based on the previously mentioned factors. This puts the population in a position of weakness and silence in the adverse of corruption. Nevertheless, this patronage system is equally beneficial to the local population because basic government services and access to basic necessities are difficult to obtain. This therefore privileges the route of corruption when choices are made and naturally deviates from transparent, meritocratic bureaucracies.